We are recording.
Okay, the Civil Service Commission for April 14th of 2025. I'm calling it to order. It's now 2:03 p.m. We'll begin with the land acknowledgement. I would like to acknowledge that we are in the traditional land of the first people of Seattle, the Warmish people, past and present, and honor with gratitude the land itself and the Warmish tribe. We are here to do the work of the Seattle Civil Service Commission, whose responsibility is to ensure that Seattle City workforce reflects the shared values of its community, respect for the indigenous people, and committed to holding each other accountable. Is there any public comment? No public comment? Thank you. We'll move on to the next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from March the 10th of 2025. The minutes been distributed. Are there any corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, the minutes will be approved as distributed with corrections. The next item of business will be updates from the Executive Director. Shelley?
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner Caesar. We do have a budget report on page 4 of your material. I did receive word that's not reflected here that we were permitted to carry forward the unspent funds that we've been carrying forward year to year that are in reserve for legal costs, outside legal costs if the commission were to need them. And so that will be reflected on the next month's report. But as you can see, this is a really high level report, but we are within, we're below where I would expect us to be for expenses this year. And we may not and likely will not remain below. Hopefully we'll end the year with what funds were allocated by the mayor and city council. But the nature of our work, particularly our exams related work, is that we'll have a big exam and then we'll get a bunch of bills related to the cost for that exam. So since we're so early in the year, not all of those bills, even for what we've done so far this year, have come in, but we'll start to see those. And, I just know that I'm keeping a close eye on those. And hopefully I think we are budgeted appropriately. But one thing just to sort of keep in mind is this is the first year having that bigger staff, and then that large body of work in this department. So, with our support of our accountants and our budgeting folks and the city budget office, we have hopefully, been allocated the appropriate amount of money. But it is a learning year for all of us. But feel free always to contact me about any questions or concerns you have about that. As for the budget process for 2026, that is the second year of the biennium. And we've gotten preliminary budget instructions. Those are confidential at this point, so I won't talk about them in an open public meeting, but we are working with our budget analysts and the mayor's office to talk about what our projects and budget will look like for 2026. I don't expect any huge changes, but I know that all departments are being asked to take reductions and will also, that may be adjusted since we just received the first of the 3 forecasts for 2026. So more to come. Come and talk to me if you'd like to know more. I don't know all that much this early on. Our budget submission is due on June 1st. So that's what's going on there. So tentative, I think good news so far. We're doing fine. We're doing our work within what's allocated to us. The city, it's a bigger picture. And as for our department update, I'm really pleased with how things are going along this year. We've accomplished the biggest exam process that we do in the city of Seattle, the firefighter exam, published a register for the Seattle Fire Department that they're using. We also At the end of last year and the beginning of this year, our team, we weren't asked then, but we accomplished the work of doing a lateral firefighter paramedic exam. This was a one-time exam that we had never done before. Seattle Fire had never done before, but they have this acute need for experienced firefighter paramedics. And I'm happy, very happy, and like pleasantly surprised that they were able to make offers to 12 qualified applicants. The chief's goal was 8. So hopefully 8 folks of those 12 will accept those positions and get started with the Seattle Fire Department in June this year.
Yeah.
With their training, and then his goal, the chief's goal, is to have them fully deployable January 1st, 2026. So we are past a major milestone, and the majority of our work on that project. So that was really an excellent partnership between our team and the Seattle Fire Department. I'm really proud of that work that our team did. In addition, we are in a hiring process to hire the 4th senior public safety examiner. So that is open now. And hopefully many qualified applicants are applying, and we'll be going through that hiring process. I think our goal is to be able to make an offer in early May. So thanks to everyone who's participating in that process. That will enable our team, it will add capacity to our team so that we are able to do that big firefighter exam every year. It will also add capacity to all of our other exams. Our public safety examiners work very hard. They work a great deal of overtime, and we've needed this resource for some time. We also just completed an interview process and made an offer for a summer intern. Civil Service Commission's department has not had a summer intern in how many years, Teresa, do you think? Yeah, a long time. So very exciting that we get to bring on an intern for the summer. The person, oh, well, I won't say her name because she's accepted the offer, but we're going to send her the offer letter. So I'll wait another month to do that. But the project, she's a student at the Evans School, and the project that she will be working on will be for her educational benefit, but also for the benefit of both civil service commissions. You know that we have there are a lot of types of decisions that the commissions make. One is, the main one that we think of is related to disciplinary appeals, big appeals where there's a big hearing. But there are a lot of other kinds of decisions that you all make about the administration of the personnel system, about interpretation of personnel rules. The Public Safety Civil Service Commission makes decisions about exams, and that occasionally or sometimes sets precedent. And as a department, as these two commissions, we have not always been consistent in the way that we record those decisions or have made them very accessible to you, the current commissioners and staff. So one of the main project that this intern will be working on is combing through agendas, meeting minutes, hearing records, and perhaps definitely actually archive records to sort of try to get their arms around the kinds of decisions that these commissions make, and develop a recommendation on how to capture and make accessible that information for you and for us as we continue to do our work now and in the future. We also want this intern to be able to get some exposure, kind of depending on their interest, to the work that we do here in the city of Seattle. So we'll be working with her and with the other members of our staff to make sure that it's a really good, hopefully a good experience for this student, and also that the commissions, get the benefit of her work. We're really excited because the people who are in school now have, access to tools and knowledge that I didn't have when I was in school. So I'm really excited to learn from that person too. And we hope to bring her to some meetings. Great. Let's see. The other work that we're doing, is mostly public safety, civil service work. Actually, Sarah, let me share this. I just sent you an email. Maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't, but Sarah spoke a little bit at our last meeting about some outreach that we've been doing with the city council. And Councilmember Solomon is, I think, a friend to the commissions in that he is an employee and a member of the civil service system. And when he's not in his elected role right now. So he shared in his recent newsletter a shout out, basically a little explanation and outreach for us about the civil service system and public safety civil service system. And I've forwarded you that content, and it's pretty cool. I could put it up on the screen, but I won't because that seems laborious and will take a lot of time. So just take a look at that email and you'll see a link to the newsletter and to the content that was written by our own Sarah Butler. The only other thing I'll mention is, I mean, things are cooking along with exams. Things are going really well. We're doing the police captain. Police captain just wrapped up. We're in the protest period right now. We've got fire lieutenant coming up. Police lieutenant starts in 2 weeks. Those are oral boards. And so our team is working really, really hard. Teresa is working extremely hard with that team. Thank you so much for coming in on Saturday to work with them. So it's really an all hands on deck kind of situation when we have exams, and you know, we have a wonderful team and I'm so grateful for them. So that's all going along very well. I emailed you all my goals for the year. One of my goals is I'd like to seek reappointment to my seat, my position, and you all have an opportunity to vote on that later on this year. So I'll invite you both to talk with me at any time about that. I'd love to sit down and talk about what's going on and what I think will be going on and how we're handling sort of the roller coaster of the city of Seattle. And we've got a lot of work to do this year. You all have got a big hearing coming up, which I'll get to the case status report. And Public Safety Civil Service has 2 disciplinary appeals on their docket as well. So it's going to be a busy, busy year. It already is a busy year. It will continue to be so. Are there any questions I can answer for either of you? Okay, great.
Thank you.
Would you like me to go on to the case status report?
That's when we are next. Yes, please.
Okay, so we'll go to page 5 in the packet. This is a really beautiful packet. Thank you, Teresa. So the appeal that y'all have on your Civil Service Commission docket is Brown versus Seattle Parks Department. I think we had this one as of last meeting as well, but now we have scheduled the pre-hearing conference, and you'll find attached the amended pre-hearing conference. We have one thing we needed to fix, so it was amended. The pre-hearing conference date is April 22nd. I will preside over that hearing or that pre-hearing conference, and looking forward to that. Thanks again to Teresa. You're doing a lot of work to get those answer those parties' questions so that they'll be prepared for their pre-hearing conference. That is all I have for the case status report.
Well, thank you, Director Shelley, for the latest information and the work that you're doing with the Civil Service Commission as well as with the fire and police departments. Thank you very much for that update.
Commissioner Caesar.
Yes.
Commissioner Weidman-Williams is telling me that I think she must be the person watching the webinar. Hi, Commissioner. If she joins from the Outlook invitation, is that the way for her to get in as a participant to this meeting?
Yes, which I will send her through her email. That's how she can join.
All right, I'm gonna call her. Do you mind if we pause while we
Not
get
at all.
Commissioner Weidman-Williams?
We'll recess for 2 minutes.